Today I want to talk to you about things you can do to prevent falls. As we age, as our parents age, as grandparents age, as the elderly age, a fall is something that can be horrific. It's just that simple. There's obviously different severities with falls, but unfortunately the statistics are not pretty on what happens after a fall oftentimes. All kinds of other health conditions follow, and oftentimes people just don't recover. So I'm saying that to emphasize the importance of this video, because I think it's important for everyone to not only practice how to fall properly, which we've talked about in a previous video and which we will link up later on, but also the things you can do to prevent falls, because there really are a lot of things you can do to prevent falls. Today we're going to focus on 3 things that you can do to prevent falls, and I think this is something that most people should be doing most days of the week, these exercises. It's really that simple. Anytime I'm showing you exercises to do, unless I give you different guidelines in the actual video, for the most part, 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps are always a good guideline for the strength-based exercises. And then for stretching, mobility, or balance-specific exercises, I'll give you guidelines for those. But in general, holding a stretch for about 30 seconds is great. More is always better. And for the balance exercises, we're generally going to go for about a 30-second time period to see how long you can kind of hold yourself, okay? So preventing falls is a combination of 2 things, okay? First, we want you to be strong. If your body's strong, you can react to changes in your environment quicker. You've got better body awareness. When there's a change in the sidewalk, just anything that throws you off, I'm falling to the side, I can react and correct myself, okay? That's a strength issue to a very, very large extent. Strength is very underrated when it comes to preventing falls, okay? And specifically lower body and core strength are the things that I'll focus on in the 3 videos that I'm gonna go through with you. But full body strength is great, but in particular, lower body strength and core strength are the 2 things that I would want you to focus on. I'm just gonna give you 3 things today because that's enough to get started, but there certainly are more than that you can work on, okay? So strength is one. You need to be strong so that your body reacts better. If you're not strong, that means you're weak. And if you're weak, your body just doesn't react to things very well. Any sort of changes, okay? You can't lift your feet up. It's hard for you to bend. It's hard for you to react to things. So we need to be strong. The only way to get strong is to do strength training exercises, okay? Walking is great. There's a place for it. I think everybody should try and get at least 7,000 steps per day. There's good research to support that. But in terms of the impact on your strength, it's not going to be that significant when compared to some of the exercises I'm going to go through with you in this video. Okay, so strength is very, very important. Secondarily, we're going to talk about some balance-specific exercises you can do. So you need to practice doing single leg movements when all of your weight is shifting from one side to the other. The key there is that your weight is shifting to one side, okay? Lots of things happen there. Your body, so when you're shifting to one side, all the little small muscles in your ankle, your foot, your knee, your hip, your core, they all have to work to correct your body alignment to bring you back into balance, okay? So that's super, super important. And like anything, if we're not practicing something, how can we expect to be good at it? So the first time you do this, you might be really frustrated. Don't worry about it. That's very normal. If you do it on a daily basis, you will get better. And hopefully I hear from you saying, Mike, I've got this balance exercise down pat. What's next? How can I make it more challenging? You don't need to worry about that at the start. The videos that I'm going to show you will be enough for you to get started. As always, choose the easiest and the safest method for you, because we want you to be safe. I don't want you to fall during these videos for obvious reasons, okay? So 3 videos. The goal is to do this multiple times per week. Obviously, as always, everything is done based on your individual situation, individual limitations. And if you need modifications that I didn't provide in the videos, because I did provide a lot of modifications, please just message me back. So check out the 3 videos. I hope you enjoy them. So we're going to go through the 3 things that you can do to prevent yourself from falling. In other words, to help with balance and stability. There really are lots of different things that you can do, but today the focus is on 3 things, okay? In no particular order, the first one is a single leg balance drill, okay? So most people, to start out, I will tell you, a single leg, you know you're in a good place if you can do something like this for 20 to 30 seconds on each leg. The reality is, most people cannot do that, okay? So they're gonna start with a chair, okay? And from here, you're gonna use the chair for support, and the goal is to rotate, kind of shift, not rotate, shift side to side, 20 to 30 seconds to see if you can hold that on one foot. Your balance is for the chair, and a lot of people have to put that other foot down. Lots of people starting out, the chair is not enough, they're gonna have to put the foot down. But ultimately, the goal is to get to the point where you can just stand on one foot for between 20 and 30 seconds. So progressions of this. For most people starting, they're just gonna be here, okay? Holding on. Over time, you move to one hand, and then you see how long you can go. And then you'll switch to the other side, again with 2 hands. As that gets easier, try it with 1. When you feel like you can do that, then try it with 2. You're probably gonna have to come back, you have to put the foot down. That's all very normal. You're gonna feel all of the little muscles in your feet working really hard during this. I've got shoes on. It would be ideal if you did this barefoot, because that really challenges your feet really to the maximum level. But it's better that you just do this period. So if for whatever reason you want to have shoes on, make sure they're flat-footed. Obviously, you're not going to wear something with heels when you're doing this, okay? So that's the single leg balance drill using a chair. That's really the first one that I wanted to go through with you today. Okay, so that's good. Again, think balance. The next one is a very simple exercise just called a squat. I'm going to show you it as a sit to stand, because a lot of people that start out with us older adults can't do a regular squat. So a squat is just going to look like this, coming up and down. Great for lower body strength, for core strength. It's actually good for balance, creating body awareness, all things that will help to prevent falls, okay? A lot of our older clients aren't able to squat, or they're not confident enough to squat, or they can't come down from it. They might just be able to squat to here. A sit to stand is a great way, one, to be safe, but also to get them practicing coming all the way down. So we're gonna come down. If you have to sit, that's fine. Obviously, lots of chairs. I'm just using a regular fold-up chair, but we've got lots of people who literally have to use the handles on a chair to push themselves up. I've got clients who can't even do that, and literally I'm helping them get up and down. They eventually gravitate to pushing off, and then many of them will get to the point where they can start doing that. Again, these are all things that happen over weeks and months, and then eventually a lot of these people get to the point where they can just do a regular squat, sitting up and down. The key here is that I'm sitting back and down. I'm not leading with my knees, I'm sitting back and down. That's also why it's great for a lot of people to start with a chair, because you practice sitting back and down. Okay, you come down, how far should you come down? The answer is come down as far as you can without pain, okay? So those are the first 2. The last one is just high knee exercise. Oftentimes, a reason why people fall is because they're shuffling their feet. And there's all kinds of reasons. That's a whole other video that we'll talk about that in. But they're shuffling their feet. They're not lifting up their feet. There's lots of potential reasons for that. One is the muscles in their upper leg are weak. So they're not used to using these hip flexor muscles. So just a simple march. You can use a countertop of this or a chair. Just doing marching exercises for 30 seconds. The focus is getting these knees up as high as you can. Over time, if you don't need this, because again, lots of my older adult clients literally don't have the balance to do it, so they're gonna hold on to this. But if you can just do it like this, slow, controlled. Again, the focus isn't how fast, it's about getting those knees up, lifting the feet off the floor, using your hip flexor muscles, okay? So those are 3 things, relatively simple things you can do from home. Ideally, you're doing it as often as you can, 3-4 days a week. More is better, but 3-4 days a week is great. And that's within your control, things you can do to help prevent yourself from falling and to protect yourself if you do fall. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those 3 videos. Very, very important. I would argue for some people, those 3 videos could save someone's life, doing it on a regular basis, okay? That combined with my other video on learning how to fall properly, because unfortunately most people are still going to fall. Those 2 videos absolutely can save someone's life, okay? Depending on your age, this might be a parent, an aunt or an uncle, a grandparent. It could be you, depending on your age, if you're that unsteady on your feet, okay? So if in those videos you need some extra attention, you need some extra help, just message below. I'm happy to respond, give you more feedback, provide some modifications, and my studio here in Walkerville, we do all kinds of balance training and strength training with people. So of course, if we can help you either online, virtually, or in person, I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for checking out my video today on how to prevent falls.